Hey everybody, I'm here at East Lawn Memorial Park in East Sacramento, checking out a portion of the cemetery, and today I'm in the section that is reserved for those who were reburied in this location who came from New Helvetia Cemetery, which is now Sutter Middle School. Let's go ahead and check it out, shall we? Here is a memorial grave to those who were removed from the New Helvetia Cemetery, which was founded in 1849. And then eventually they dug up all the bodies there, brought a majority of them here at East Lawn Memorial Park, which is probably about somewhere between 3 to 5 miles away. And the bodies were basically placed in this area here, this corner here, these four corners. And I think it's believed, like in this area here, there's somewhere between about 4,000 graves. So I'm not sure if it's one big huge like potter's grave, but there are little tiny tombstones here and there, little headstones, of people that were originally at New Helvetia Cemetery. And in 1955 and 1956, they dug up those bodies and they placed them here. And they also placed some of them at the Sacramento City Cemetery on the corner of Broadway and Richards in downtown Sacramento. Now, I have no idea why they dug up the New Helvetia Cemetery, only to basically build a middle school there. But, I'm not part of the city of Sacramento, and I don't understand that logic. Why would you disrupt graves of people in order to put a school there? I mean, you got all this land. I don't know. I'm just the guy that films the graves, According to this monument here, that much like the one here for New Helvetia, it just basically talks about here at this location that 600 people who were part of Japanese ancestry, because Sacramento had a huge Japanese community, and of course, we don't know what happened with that, due to the war and whatnot. People were put into concentration camps because we didn't trust the Japanese. Unfortunately, a lot of people lost their properties, lost their land, and lost everything they worked for. Some people were able to gain it back thanks to other people who cared for them. So a lot of those folks were buried at New Helvetia Cemetery, and then when they dug up the bodies, they placed them here. So they're all over in these parts here, in this square. And the intersection of Alhambra Boulevard and J Street is where the resting places of these Japanese ancestors were buried at New Helvetia Cemetery. And then, like I said, placed here in 1956. Now, I know I come off as a complete weirdo because I like cemeteries, but there's a lot of history in cemeteries. And I love American history, and I love local history. And here is something really cool that's in this little niche of East Lawn Memorial Park that's dedicated to those that used to be buried at New Helvetia Cemetery. This is a dedication to the very first African Methodist church that existed on the West Coast. And it's dedicated to Daniel Blue. Now, I don't know too much about him, but I imagine he was a huge part of the foundation and starting of the very first African-American Methodist church in Sacramento. And not only that, but on the West Coast. Over here in this corner is Joseph H. McKinley. And he was the very first sheriff of Sacramento. And also the very first sheriff of Sacramento to be killed in the line of duty. And also the very first sheriff of Sacramento who was in his 20s. He died in the squatter riots that took place in Brighton Township. And I believe Brighton Township, I think it's somewhere that way. I'm not sure. I'm researching the information, and I will make a video about it. And of course, I will return to Mr. McKinley's grave and talk more about it. I just recently read a book about the squatter riots that took place in Sacramento, and I will be doing a video about it very soon. So look forward to that, because that is a huge part of Sacramento history. I would also like to add that my dad, who is also employed by the Sacramento County Sheriff's Department, also helps out with this charitable, nonprofit charitable for fallen officers, which dedicated this plaque to Mr. Joseph McKinley. And for those of you who don't know, not only because of my dad, but I do support law enforcement. I support the Blue Line. I support the men and women who keep us safe, who uphold the peace. And to Mr. Joseph McKinley, God bless you, and I thank you so much for trying to keep Sacramento safe. And I'm so sorry that you died protecting so many people. God bless you, sir. God bless you. May you rest in peace. Here at East Lawn Memorial Park, you can find some really interesting people. So not too far away from where I'm at, in this area that's dedicated to New Helvetia Cemetery, if you go that way, you can find the grave of the big band leader, Dick Juergens, who was a huge part of the big band and swing era, native to Sacramento, went to school at McClatchy High School and graduated there. This here building here with the American flag, there's a bunch of, the upstairs part has a bunch of cremation niches, and up there you can find the actor Neville Brand, who was in the movie Kansas City Confidential, as well as DOA, and a bunch of other films that he was in as well. Stalag 17, which I admit I have not seen yet, but it's on my list. There's also some baseball players buried here. I couldn't tell you the names of them off the top of my head, but someday those videos will be made of those folks. And where are you going to find out about it? Right here on Grave Time. I also apologize for yelling, and the only reason why I am is because it's breezy out here. I also like to make note that New Helvetia The word Helvetia actually means Switzerland. So New Helvetia technically means New Switzerland, which was coined by John Sutter of Sutter's Fort, because he was from Switzerland. And so when he came to Sacramento, a certain area of Sacramento was known as New Helvetia, which meant New Switzerland. Hey everybody, thank you so much for watching this episode of Grave Time. I really appreciate everyone who watches my channel and takes time out to learn about famous and historical graves, as well as lost landmarks and other just unique things. During these tough times in our lives, hopefully my channel is entertaining to you during these times. And not only that, please share my channel with your friends and with your family, because I would like to grow my channel. I'm not out to make money off of anyone, but it would be cool to know that more people out there are watching this channel and learning about history. Thank you so much for watching this episode of Grave Time. My name is Christian Apple. God bless you all. Have a wonderful day.